Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rita from the RT Art Studio. So I've created this channel to share my art journey with you all. I started painting about 35-40 years ago, and then I picked up my paintbrushes again during COVID, and I was really drawn to watercolors. I just found them so relaxing, so therapeutic. So I've been painting in watercolors for the last 4 or 5 years, and I've learned so much. So this is what I would like to share with you. So I'll be sharing easy to follow tutorials, my supplies that I use, and things like books that I use for inspiration. So, if you just want time away, for about half an hour, just to sit down and paint and relax, these tutorials will really help you to find some relaxation. So the first tutorial I'm going to share with you is these beautiful daffodils. When I've been going on my daily walks, daffodils have been popping up everywhere. It's spring here in the UK. So let's paint these daffodils today. Let's paint these beautiful daffodils. I've got my Winsor & Newton professional watercolors. I've got 2 jars of clean water, and I have some paper towels, and I'm going to use a silver black velvet brushes, size 6 and size 8. I'm just going to spray down my paints. I'm going to mix burnt umber and some cadmium orange to make this deep orange hue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them randomly around the page. What I'm going to do first of all is do the trumpet of the daffodil. So just make a little cone shape or big cone shape, depending on where you want to put the flower. Just tap with the tip of your brush to do the frills for the top of the trumpet of the daffodil. And then what I'm going to do is just darken the bottom and the sides up. Then I'm going to grab some cadmium yellow and touch the tip of your brush to the trumpet so it bleeds a little bit. Just make these 4 or 5 petals. They are 6-petal flowers, but it depends on where your flower is painting. You will put those petals based on that. So I'm just going to do these 4 petals, tuck one in at the back there, and one might be behind the trumpet. And just tap some more of the burnt umber and burnt sienna mixture so that it bleeds into the cadmium yellow, and just put some at the bottom of the trumpet as well. I'm going to do the same thing on another flower, doing the shape of the trumpet and going to do the frills on the top. Just tapping the tip of your brush and making just jaggedy marks on the top. And then I'm going to use cadmium yellow again to make the petals. Just pressing your brush down all the way around the trumpet. So tip of your brush, press down and lift it up. Just place them all around the trumpet of the daffodil. I'm just tucking one behind here. And I'm going to tap in the burnt sienna and cadmium orange at the bottom of the trumpet so it bleeds into the yellow. I'm going to place another little one on the top left-hand corner there, doing the same thing, just doing a rough cone shape and tapping with the tip of my brush to do the frill of the daffodil. Taking my cadmium yellow again and just placing the petals all around the trumpet of the daffodil. This one's going to be a smaller one, so just make your petals accordingly. And just tapping some more of the burnt sienna and the burnt cadmium orange. I'm going to place one on this side. I like to work in odd numbers because I think they look better as on a composition level. So I'm going to do 5 daffodils on this painting. Doing a little one here, doing the same technique, just touching the center of the darker color so it bleeds into the cadmium yellow, and just tapping it in while it's wet with the tip of my brush. I'm going to do another one pointing downwards. So I'm facing the trumpet towards the bottom right hand corner, and then I'm going to do the same thing and do the petals of the daffodils, pointing and pressing my brush down and letting it bleed into the yellow petals. So just let the colour bleed. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take my size 6 silver, no sorry, this is the Princeton Velvet Touch brush, and going from the center of the stamen of the daffodil, pulling the stems down. I'm using Sap Green here. And again, just putting stems to all of these flowers. So just make sure you point it from the center and then pulling them down so that they flow down to the end of the page. You can use a darker sheer shade of green if you like for the stems. I'm just using Sap Green because I think it really complements the daffodils. And yeah, just place the stems as you want, bring them down where you want. This one is curving, so I've curved the stem of the daffodil and then bringing it down. And again, pointing it from the center, from the stamen of the flower, and then bringing it down right the way to the bottom. Then I'm going to place these long leaves using the tip of my brush, pressing down and pulling up, and point them in whichever direction you'd like. I'm adding some darker hues to the color, which is more paint than water, and just placing these long leaf shapes wherever I feel they look good on the composition. Just place the leaves along the stem as well. I'm adding just a few more stems to make it look like a full bunch because we don't want too many white spaces. Curving this leaf, just placing them wherever I feel they look good. This is your painting, and just paint it however you feel it looks good. This is just a guide I'm showing you, so do it how you find it relaxing, because art is all about relaxation. You should not feel stressed when you're doing this. You should feel very relaxed, because that's what painting is all about. This is taking some time out and enjoying putting the paint down on the paper, letting the water flow. That's why I find art very relaxing and very therapeutic, especially watercolors. So just placing little tiny stems here and there to fill out the whole composition. So I hope you do find a bit of relaxation when you're painting, because I certainly do. It's my time out, and I really enjoy it. I'm just adding some darker hues of Viridian to some of the stems and the leaves, just to give it some depth and dimension here. You don't have to do this part. You don't have to do the layers if you don't want to. You can leave it one single layer. As long as you're happy with your piece, just carry on doing what you're doing. I think art is just a way of just letting go, and the way the water flows, just let your breathing flow, let your thoughts flow, and let the piece take shape itself. Because I think sometimes when you try and follow something and you get frustrated, it takes the joy out of painting, and painting has to be fun. Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy it. I'm just placing some wispy stems here and there, filling in wherever I feel they need it. And then I'm just going to add some yellow and green, a very diluted mixture, into the trumpet for the stamen, just very, very lightly. Just checking to see if these are dry before I do the second layer. So I'm just going to do a few lines just for the creases of the petals. I'm taking the Cadmium Orange and the burnt Sienna, and just making these lines coming down from the center of the petal, just to give it some depth and dimension. Obviously, if you don't want to do this, you can skip this step. It's just an extra step that I like doing. Just with the tip of your brush, just placing them here and there. And you can see, it's kind of made those petals pop a little bit, gives it a bit of dimension. I'm just adding a bit of the same color just at the bottom of the trumpet of the daffodil as well, just to deepen it up a little bit more. So yeah, if you feel that you just like the first layer and you're happy with it, you can leave it like that. You don't need to add the extra layers and the extra lines and things like that. It's your painting at the end of the day, so do what makes you feel good. You don't have to follow this. This is just a guide. So yeah, these daffodils have been beautiful. They've been popping up while I've been out on my walks, and I've got a couple that are coming out in my garden. I spotted one 2 days ago. Yesterday I spotted another 2-3 that have come out, and it's absolutely beautiful to see spring coming. So really looking forward to all the spring flowers and painting them, and hopefully I will be able to share them with you as well. I am going to add some deeper hues now to some of the trumpets and the frills of the daffodil. I'm just taking the same burnt sienna and cadmium orange colour and just adding a bit, just to give it a bit more depth, because I need those to stand out a little bit more, and just adding some at the bottom of the trumpet. It just gives it a bit more dimension and depth, because watercolour does dry very light. So sometimes you will find that you will have to make a few layers for your painting to pop and give it some depth and dimension. So I'm just adding the final touches here on these beautiful daffodils. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope you will like, share and subscribe to my channel, because it really helps me. And if you do paint this, please tag your creations with me on Instagram. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I hope you will like, share and subscribe to my channel so I can bring you more free content like this.